Good morning, artists. Mrs. Langless here, and today we're going to come back to our really cool owl drawing that we started last week. So far, we've drawn the owl and a little bit of the habitat, and also traced. Now, one of the things I want to mention before we move on to talking about pattern and color is it's always a good idea to clean up your drawing so you can tell from this one that I haven't yet erased my pencil lines. So once you're done tracing, just make sure you give it a good once over, and this will take care of any stray lines hanging around and look good as new. So once you get that all done, whoops, and then clean off and get it ready for the next step, we are going to be adding some patterns. So I don't know if you remember from the last video, but here is one. This was the inspiration from this project. It's from artprojectsforkids.org, and it's a really cool drawing of an owl. And I just loved how she did the circles and then the zigzag lines on the body. So I kind of took that a step further, and what we're going to do today is we're just going to add patterns. Now you can keep them a little bit more simplified if you like, like this, if you prefer this look, or you can make them a little bit more unusual and more detailed. So for example, I think I'm going to show you how to make a feather pattern on the wing. And the cool thing about the feather pattern is it's very much like the fish scale pattern that I know I've taught to you before. So the fish scale pattern, I'll just flip it over for a second and I can kind of use what you see here. So the fish scale pattern is more like a bumpy line, right? So this already will start to look like feathers if you repeat it, or like fish scales, like I said. But if you want to, you can also change the shape. So if it's longer, it may look more like feathers. Or another thing you can do is to actually point, bring those, that bumpy line to more of a pointed line, and then they really start looking like feathers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now on here. And I think I will start out with, sort of like the long, bumpy, and what I might do is just come back and add another layer. Okay, and then I can keep going and going. So it's really just a bumpy line over and over again. I think I'll start to make it even longer here. And you can kind of use a variety of shapes too. They don't have to look all the same. That variety actually ends up making it look even more realistic if that's what you're going for. So there is a pattern that I'm choosing to put on the wings. Remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be feathers. It could be something, like in this case, she just did some circles on there, and that looks really cool, I think. All right, now I'm going to use these spaces also to add some patterns. So remember, pattern is all about repeating lines and shapes. So for example, what I can do is just like she did in her artwork, make some repeating zigzags. So I'm just going to make a zigzag line over and over again here. And then maybe I will make another one. So just repeating and then repeating. Okay, so it could be as simple as that. Or, perhaps you want to do like a checkerboard pattern maybe. So I'm going to make lines that go straight up and down, and then lines that go across. And then when I color that, I can color in every other one. Now I've got this area right here. Maybe I just want to create, I think I'm going to make a wavy line. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of repeat it over and over again. That one got a little close there. Here we go. So any line, any shape, any color repeated is going to create these really cool patterns. And then finally down here, maybe I will make, maybe what I'll do is a diamond pattern. So I'm going to go like this and connect my diamond shapes here. All right. And I could make, you know, maybe a little circle in there too. So you can always go back and add different details as well. All right, so once you have added, you know, all the patterns that you'd like to your owl, and I mean, you could also add them to the head and the nose and all those different places. You could even add patterns to the branch itself if you'd like. It's totally up to you how many patterns you add. Then we're going to trace it and then color the whole thing using whatever materials you would like. So let me show you mine. I just finished one and I'm really excited about it. So here is my owl and you'll notice that I've added the patterns and then went ahead and colored them. I used markers to color in the owl and the branch and the moon, or the branches and the moon. And then for the background, since it was such a large space and I really didn't want to use up all my markers, I decided to color it with crayon, and I just kind of faded a dark blue or a blue violet into black to make it look like nighttime. So there is the finished artwork, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Make sure, you know, your artwork does not have to look just like mine. In fact, I encourage you to take this in whatever direction you'd like and, you know, be creative with it. Have a wonderful time with this, and I will see you with another remote project next time. Take care.